Michael, here we are, back at the O2 as you look for a record-breaking 8th Premier League crown. Still excited coming back here for these days?
Of course, it's always nice, especially to perform in front of big crowds. It's always really important, I think. And that still motivates me, because when I'm still walking on that stage in front of other people, I still enjoy what I do, and that's, I think, really important.
You talk about motivation there. Are you even more motivated right now because we've seen you change equipment, we've seen Vincent back, and Vincent's spoken on Virt play about he's trying to get you fired up and you're working on stuff?
We're working really closely to put me back in the spot where I have to be, and and that goes well, I think. And of course, it's not a one-day job, but you have to keep doing the same thing constantly, and then I think things can be in a good place.
We saw the equipment change last week, going back to the darts that you won.
I only decided the day before.
What made you go back to those particular ones though?
Different circumstances, to be fair. In venues, I was already thinking, I already played with a heavier set of darts in the Pro Tours before. Day one when I lost to Steve Beaton, but the first few legs I played absolutely phenomenal. Then I missed a few doubles, like I did more often this year than I wanted. But I think the moment and the place was there to do it. And sometimes also change something, not just for a day, permanently, can help you in a way, and make you a little bit more sharper. But these darts, they're flying well, the grouping is good, and that's what you want. The rest you have to do it yourself.
Are they here to stay?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'm not changing anything like a lot of other dart players do. So for me, when I do something, you have to think about and make the right decision for yourself, and never doubt on your own decisions.
You've been very vocal about the Premier League format and the way you guys play each other all the time. Has maybe the Premier League finals night lost a bit of shine because you played each other so often this year?
I don't think so. The Premier League finals on their own stands as a different tournament. That's how I see it, because it's different format, different kind of atmosphere. You can't compare with each other. But yes, indeed, we played each other a lot of times. But tomorrow, I think every player will agree it's totally different.
Regardless of whether you win tomorrow or not, would you like to see a change to next year's format then?
Yes and no. My preference, of course, is playing one time on a night against the top players. But I can also understand for the people in the venue that want to see a winner this year, more games. I can also understand it from that perspective, but I just need to do one thing, is play my own games, and whether the format is, it's now in my hands anyway.
Looking at tomorrow, you come in not as a favourite.
Same as last year.
Exactly the same as last year. Last time you had a bit of an injury. Do you feel that all eyes on Luke and Luke actually does you a favour at the moment?
Still no one will back against me. At least maybe a 10, but no big one. No, do you know what I mean? So I need to look for my own ability tomorrow and my own focus on the games, and I'm looking forward to it. I think last week I feel comfortable, so that's good.
Michael, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Michael, you mentioned that you and Vincent are working to try and get you to
You look like Humphries more and more now these days.
I think it's an insult to the conference more than it is to me.
Okay.
You mentioned that you and Vincent are working to get back to where you should be. So how far away now are you to where you think you should be?
6-7%, I think. There's still more in the tank, and I have to be. I still make too many mistakes here and there, but you need to start somewhere, and it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, so it's not a one-day job. You need to keep repeating and remaining this all the time, and that's not easy, but you have to aim for it.
You're looking for an unbelievable 8th Premier League title, and we've seen in the past few years top players, world champions, really struggle with the Premier League. What is it about this tournament that brings the best out in you, and you seamlessly seem to.
I like the tournament a lot. I think it's good to perform week after week against the best players in the world and on the highest level, and that's what you want to do. That's what drives me. That's what makes me motivated. So, if you look at in that case, for me, the only thing I want to do is perform well tomorrow. And what everyone else says, does, I don't care. I need to perform tomorrow.
In the final four, you play Luke Humphries.
Yeah.
It's a player who's beaten you 6 times in a row, which is not normal for you. You're normally given that.
Nah.
Does that affect you?
It's like no, it doesn't affect me at all because I know where I'm in at the moment. I didn't have my best last 7-8 weeks, and when you play each other so many times against also I'm here when someone is playing skin out of his body at the moment, and then when you meet, and then you don't have. When you're not playing your A game sometimes, then it can work against you, and then you're gonna lose a few times against someone. But I don't really care. Tomorrow is totally different.
Michael, good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Michael, you mentioned a few times about working closely with Vincent. Can you tell us what sort of things you've been working on? Is it more technical?
Loads of time, also technical. We trust each other. It makes it a lot more easier. He knows about darts. He's been on the circuit for a long time. And we are really good friends, so you need to have the right people around you. They're always, from that, people you have believe in, you know what I mean? People can tell you anything, but if people don't have any knowledge about what they're speaking about, it makes it a bit tough. But we've been working also on my throw, on darts, on also mentally, or just talking, do you know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be about specific things. For me, more important is that you feel comfortable with someone you talk, do you know what I mean? And that I think, and I honestly believe, that can bring you further in the game.
How much more do you feel you need to improve if you were to go with the title tomorrow?
Would be great, but we're still far away. I need to make sure I get all the spreads out of the way first. Then I'm going back on the practice board for an hour, and then I'm gonna relax, do nothing till tomorrow.
How would you reflect on the last 16 weeks? There's been ups and downs.
A lot of them, yeah. No, I can reflect it very easy. I underperformed a lot of times, and people say, yeah, in the beginning you played well. If you look week 3, I beat Luke Humphries in Glasgow, I think in the final. I played absolutely poorly. I beat him in the final with a 93 average. So that doesn't say anything. And then sometimes I lose with down on 5 average. So but that happens in this Premier League. That happens. And it's no really time to reflect back on last week or 2. That doesn't matter because it starts all again tomorrow.
The fact that you can still win big games when you're not in the best, do you feel that's what sets you apart from the other players?
Maybe. That's for other people maybe to judge about.
Michael, Luke Humphries is world #1 world champion.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Luke Littler. I would imagine there's a piece of you. We'd just like to remind everyone that you are probably the best player on the planet this week. It'd be quite nice for you to win this trophy.
I have to prove that tomorrow, simple as that. I think Luke is probably the most consistent and best player at the moment. Littler, I think he underperformed the last few weeks, in my opinion. But you can also see it gets to him a little bit, do you know what I mean? The crowd gets on his nerves sometimes. Humphries, he's a bit more quieter. He's not he's at the moment, he's a bit like Usyk, isn't he? He's a bit quieter but still does the job, and I think that's a talent of him as well, I think.
Does it help the fact that you're the only one in that field that's won this trophy as well?
Maybe, yeah. Will be 100%. At least I have a lot of experience, what I can use, and I've dealt with situations like this loads of times. For me, the only thing I have to do is tomorrow make sure my preparation right. Don't do everything right for yourself, what you want to do before that game, and then the rest I have to do myself on the stage tomorrow night.
Are you the man to beat because you've won this 7 times before, or are you the man to beat because you're still the best player on the planet?
You need to ask the other players, I think. At the moment, I think I underperformed in the last few months probably, but in reality, tomorrow is a different day, and the prize. the prize is going to be given away tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
Hi Michael. Sorry, you done, sir?
No,
You finished?
no, they come back in a minute, they jump in and out, don't worry.
You've won it 7 times, as we've said. Sorry about the repetition if there was any questions that got asked in Dutch, but my
No
Dutch is
problem.
terrible. But how do you stay so hungry? How do you stay so motivated?
Well, because I love the game, I love performing on the stage. I don't like watching, but I like playing, and that's what, if you like something, it makes it a lot easier for you.
And with regards to your performance this year, somebody said some ups and some downs. Why do you think that was?
Well, there's loads of things, but it's not really particular one thing. That's, you know, I mean, it's just also the moment you're in, and sometimes you have to accept it to make you hungry for maybe later in the season. So sometimes you don't know. You can't always find the explanation for not being your A game, and sometimes it doesn't just go your way as well. So sometimes you need to just stay quiet and relax a little bit and then push back.
For a man who's been here so many times, is tomorrow night one of, if not the strongest fields of 4 that you've ever faced?
No, of course not.
So you,
Because people that play in this Premier League now, they say, oh, this is the best Premier League. In my opinion, the year with myself, Gary Anderson, former Raymond Bonneville, James Wade, Adrian Lewis, Peter White, I think that was the best. But that's my opinion. Everyone has his own opinion. But if you look to the averages here, they all play with the level is high. But I think darts in general, the level is keep getting better and better all the time. So that's good.
so if the players aren't quite as strong, what about, do you think,
Well, not strong. I think there was more characters there.
more characters? Okay. And what about the eyes on the sport? Because coming off a World Championship, which was so widely watched,
It's a huge, darts is a huge timeline. If you go years back, you had the Bristow, then after Phil Taylor, the Priestleys, the Barneys, the Andersons, the Van Gerwens, and now you got the Littler and the Humphreys. That's the way how darts is. There's always someone standing up in any sport.
are you feeling it getting more popular, Michael? Are you feeling more eyes on the sport, more hype around this?
Yeah, but
tomorrow?
that's good, I think. That's good. And that's, in a few years' time, another thing will happen where there's even more eyes. That's the way our sport goes.